sunny day in which it started snowing, and it was so bizarre because it was sunny and snowing, and then it darkened, which was nice, and then I got to watch the snowflakes cascade against the light of a street lamp in a hypnotic fashion. And I loved it. It makes me feel very comfortable. I'm going there now.
His happy place.
My happy place, Nancy's right. Okay, how about you?
I just want to know, have you ever played a game or watched a series that you voice acted in? And what were your thoughts and feelings toward hearing yourself constantly? It's like,
Good question. When I first started out in business, I did, one of the first shows I watched and heard myself acting in was probably The Adventures of Johnny Quest. And it was strange, because it was the first time I heard my voice and seen it mixed with an animated character, you know, and it was bizarre. You know, just so strange as it would be for you or anybody who hears their voice. Even the first time I heard my recorded voice, I was like, that's me? So then imagine watching a cartoon and going like, ugh. That to me is that character, but I thought I sounded different. But he looks, is it working? Because they sound right. The other characters, they sound right. So in the beginning it was a little weird for me, and I was a bit self-conscious, but I had to trust that the producers, the directors, knew what they wanted and got the performance they wanted. And then over the years, it's just turned into one of those things where, no, it doesn't bother me at all, and everything just kind of lines up and works. And the part two of your question about video games, I was never a gamer, but when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, God bless you, my girlfriend's brother, you know, was playing it. So he said, hey, you want to try? Yeah, all right, looks easy. I sat down, I was like, it's yours. And so I say, you know what, I stick to acting. You guys are the gaming pros. I defer to you. And how about, well, let's see, I spotted you first. Yes, yes.
You were in Calgary for Comic-Con a couple years ago. How was your experience?
Was that 2012?
yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was there.
yeah, because a guy came up to me, I don't know, are you here? A buddy of mine was here the other day. We took a picture together, and he said, you were here like 2 years ago, man. I looked at the picture, and I was like, I think it was 3. I didn't want to let him down. But I looked at the picture, and I remembered meeting him, and I remember having a good time. I just don't remember where we were. Do you?
I remember.
Who? Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
So was I.
Where were we?
So was I.
Where were we?
The Calgary Stampede grounds in the hell.
What facility were we at?
Female Center.
Oh, it's perfectly clear now. If you would have said something like, you know, the giant horseshoe with all the graffiti and penises. Anyway, then, oh sure, I remember that. But I had a great time, and I'm having an even better time now because I'm here and present, and you are too. You way in the back. This guy's like, ah, that's you.
You in the black.
Well, or the black. I said the back. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you in the black in the back with the glasses on you. Yeah.
Okay, so what will be your favorite vacation spot?
Calgary. This guy booed. You might want to keep his ass out. Get out! Out! I say! Out! Out! Who's got a truck? Out! Please, cat. Yeah, I don't know. But I tell you what I do. I love Key West. If you've never been to Key West, Florida, I highly recommend it. A buddy of mine who I used to play in a band with in Cleveland is down there, and he plays 5-6 nights a week. So I went down to visit him, and I had a ball. I mean, I stepped off the plane and out into the town, and I just smelled good, felt good, and just very comfortable. I felt like I'd been there all my life. So I thought, this is a place I could probably live. I also love Ireland and England, where my dad's side of the family's from Ireland, and the cousins also live in England, so I love it over there. But as a vacation spot, I would say Key West, after Calgary. Yes, you.
You get into a 2-on-2 bar brawl. Who do you take with you, and who are you against?
I'm gonna take you with me. Because you look like you can handle yourself. And I think we're gonna go against you. And you.
Thanks.
I got you.
So, you guys, it's you against us. And who do I think would win?
Yeah.
Gonna have to say us. But we'll be gentle. Yes.
I was wondering, it is a bad game, but I was wondering,
That's a great way to start. As far as your career is concerned and your body of work, I know it's a bad game.
You did a great job.
Oh, no. Here's a disclaimer. You did a great job. The game sucked. If you could make it good.
How did you feel when you found out you were going to be in Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh God.
I'm always happy to work, so whenever I get a role, I'm like, yeah, they like what I did. You know, I'm like, cool. It's no use. No, it's an insight. If you know the character, it's no use, right? Maybe he's right. Maybe the game does suck.
You keep a wall, and then he keeps doing that again and again and again until you have to shut off the game because you keep getting your rings back.
Someone needs to medicate this guy. Because this is a Q&A. This is a Q&A.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Yes, sir.
Out of the characters that you voice acted, would you ever consider cosplaying anyone?
Would I ever consider any of my characters?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I offend?
No.
All right. The bathrooms are up on the left. The ladies, mention my name, you'll get a good seat. So, I don't know that I consider cosplaying any of my characters because I've seen so many people do such great jobs and actually look like the character. And even facially, I look at myself and I'm like, I don't know that I could actually pull any of them off. Maybe riding with, you know, the correct gear, but for the most part, I don't see myself in it as a cosplayer. Like I said, I've just seen, you know, the way you're dressed and how much you put into it, and I love it. So I wouldn't dare do it, also because I know someone would come up to me. A couple of people might say, ah, well done. And I know someone will come up to me and say, that's the worst. Man, you don't get it. And I go, oh, wait a minute, let me do the voice. And I would do the voice, and they go, huh, sounds nothing like the character. I get enough rejection as an actor, so no. Yeah.
Is there any mental preparation you have to do to get into your character's role, or do you just kind of jump into it?
Scotch and cocaine. No, I never do cocaine.
Go hard.
No, to get into a role, you know, over the years it's gotten easier and easier and easier. Acting, and this is going to sound weird. Acting is acting. What is acting? I think we all know at a young age, and I talked about this yesterday, we all know how to play. And acting is all about playing. It's all about getting out of your head and being in the moment and just doing what comes naturally and not thinking but being. And as children, when we play, it's easy to just jump into whatever game you want to play, like, you know, whatever it is you want to do, you know, whether you're playing Star Wars or Cops and Robbers or Cowboys and Indians or whatever you want to play. You want to play house, you know, whatever the thing is, good guy, bad guy, you know, the hero, the villain. It's simple. Like, okay, you're the good guy, you're the bad guy, and I'm trapped. So, good guy, you gotta save me, but he's gonna stop you. Ready? Go. And you do it, and you play. But the problem with a lot of these acting courses and some of these teachers who mean very well to get you into the depths of your emotions will be like, hold on a moment. We need to find the motivation. So could you imagine as kids, be like, okay, so you're the good guy, you're the bad guy, let's go, I'm in jail. You go, what's my motivation? I'm in jail! What's our history? I mean, do I really like you? Do I care for you that much? Would I know I'm the good guy, but would I want to get you out of jail? What if the bad guy's my brother? Maybe I don't want to kill him. So, yeah. That's a roundabout way of going back to your question, which is these days, the only preparation I do is I look at what's asked of me for the role. Where the character's from, if there's a particular dialect, what his or her take is on things. They'll outline it for us. Take that in, and then I just go with it. Easy, easy. Okay, seriously. Now, all three of you, I'm going to have to put in a holding facility. TSA, they have weapons.
There's a spider!
Yeah, right. Anyway. It's because they were playing. It was a pretend spider and a pretend gnat. I heard it. Got it,
I'd be
great.
the good guy.
Black widow spider.
Thank you. Makes me
Put a
feel
collar
really
on, Jim.
important standing up here. I'm kidding. I'm really not. Anyway. So, yeah, so I just, I give them what I can, and sometimes certainly, if it requires some heavy lifting, I might think of an emotional place that I was in my life that might be, similar to what suits this particular character. But again, acting is acting, and I think a great story. There was a movie called Marathon Man. Was in the 70s. Dustin Hoffman starred in it with Sir Laurence Olivier. And Olivier came from the School of Acting, and Hoffman learned the method acting, which is what I was talking about, going back into emotional states and your history and what's behind it. And the story goes that Dustin stayed up all night for this scene because he was supposed to have been very beleaguered for the scene with the doctor. And he came in, and Olivier found out about this, and Hoffman went to ask him a question about what to do in a particular scene, and Olivier just looked at him and said, "My dear boy, why don't you try just acting?" That simple. So maybe the truth lies somewhere in between. It's always different for everybody, but I say keep it simple, be open-minded to play, and if a director gives you direction, if you know what they are saying, go with it and give it to them. If you don't be afraid to ask a question for clarification. Because the one thing I learned growing up is I was always afraid not to know something. So if somebody said, I went and saw this band, let's make up a band. I went and saw, I went and saw the Fireflies, yeah. Even if I didn't know the band, I would just, yeah. They go, so anyway, they did this and this, that hit song of theirs, Baseball Cap. Oh yeah, I love Baseball Cap. And after a while I learned, I wasn't learning anything by always agreeing with people, not to be found out, because I was afraid to be stupid. But there are no stupid questions, there really aren't. It's like the only way for us to learn is to keep asking. And as we grow older, and still to this day, I'm fascinated. If I don't know anything, I will ask. Someone says, well, I'm from such and such a place. I'm like, I don't know where that is. You're not from around here? No, I'm visiting. Oh, where are you from? Oh, okay. Then we get to know each other. And it's a lot easier. I don't even know what the question is anymore. So
I'm great.
I'm moving on. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
My question is when you applied for Kingdom Hearts,
I didn't apply.
Oh, you did?
No.
Oh.
No, what happened is, with all acting, they send out specs for the audition.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll send it off to different agencies, and then the agents will select their actors or actresses who might be right for the role.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll audition. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, were you going to try for someone else, or did you always want it to be Axel?
I auditioned for Axel. I might have auditioned for other roles, but it's been a number of years. I don't recall. And then I got Axel. And then I became Axel. And then I found out about Axel. And then Axel came back. And back, and back. So now I'm a part of Axel, and Axel's a part of me. And the other characters, I couldn't give a fig about them, really. I mean, Roxas is all right, he's a good mate, but I don't want to be him. That's Jesse McCartney. Not related to Paul McCartney. Next question. Yes?
What's your favorite part of bringing a character to life?
My favorite part is getting the reaction I get from fans like you, who tell me how much a particular character means to you, and how the character I've done has affected your life. Then I know I'm not only doing justice to what they've asked me to do, but there's something that's you're relating to, that you're connecting with. And then when I get your stories and I get your feedback, I relate, and it also makes what I'm doing relevant to me. Because there's times, you know, after we do our jobs, we go back to our homes and we're living our lives, and it goes away. It's like in a vacuum. It just goes out there. And I don't know. So when I hear from you guys what it means to you and how much you're invested in it, like you said, did you want to do another character other than Axel? And I wouldn't, not at all. But before I became Axel, I wouldn't have known different. But today I do, and I love him. So that's it. Thank you. Very nice. All is for humanity and love. It's all about love. Let's see, you. Wait, no, you. You've been waiting.
Thank you. I'm real shy. Sorry for the English mistake. I'm not a native speaker. I'd
okay.
like to say thank you to be here because we don't have this in France, and this is amazing. It's really amazing that your job, all you did for your fun.
Are you here from France?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Very kind of dream to see you because we have the English voice acting in our game, and I was like, oh, this man is so cool. His voice is so amazing, and that gives it this envy to do the same job as you. And really, this is incredible what you did. And I'm sorry, I'm too shy.
You're doing fine.
Oh, sorry, I forgot my question. Sorry.
It's okay.
If I know this question is maybe asked a lot.